We have 125
Good morning, everybody.
until
Please, you can start a minute and a half timer, and I shall start. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rabbi Yossi. Good morning, Shalom. Good morning, Yitzchak. Good morning, Isaac. Good morning, Isaac. And I would like to tell you during my time, we wait for Yitzi's time. I would like to tell you that this week is Parshas Shemois. And we start off by speaking, Wednesday, we speak about Moses, who fled from Egypt, eventually arriving in Midian. At the age of 77, he married Zipporah, daughter of the local chieftain, Yisro, and went to work shepherding Yisro's flocks. Yisro had denounced idolatry and was therefore ostracized by his people. In the meantime, Jews' slavery in Egypt had intensified further. And so God appeared to Moses at Mount Sinai, speaking to him from a bush that was burning, but was miraculously not consumed. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm going to put you on mute, since there's noises coming from that microphone. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you all. Would like to hear what are on your minds and hearts today. And Rabbi Yaska, I've been trying very hard to take your advice, and I've been trying to speak to myself lately. And a few times, I think that it actually helped me. So thank you very much. Itzy.
I'm sorry for speaking.
I don't want to risk moving the mic, but should I?
I stop the mic?
No, it works.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just my voice. I have a minute. I want to read. Let me just take this.
Thank you.
Showing God that we care. Vayomer Moshe Asura Na Era as Mara Agdoy Zevigom. When he saw the burning bush, Moshe said, "Let me turn away and go away there to behold this remarkable sight." So I guess he wanted it just to burn, and he would say, "I saw nothing." And if the land was on fire, he wouldn't do anything, because he would say, "I didn't see anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't see anything." What happened? I don't know. Oh no, there's a fire. Run.
Rabbi Yaska.
So I'm excited about the burning bush. That's what you asked me when I didn't see you. That's mean, okay, I see you. But I want to say is the love you give me, I don't take it for granted. Don't worry. It's very precious for me, and I'm gonna have to acknowledge it one day. And that's what I have in mind. Shalom Shvosberg, you're gonna touch with me later. I'm gonna touch with you today. What I want to say is like about the burning bush. I had experienced burning bush, and I realized nobody gets excited about it. That means I can promise you, from life, my experience, if you see something God did something for you special, suddenly you forget about it. So what? I want something else. I think when you get the burning bush situation in your life, because God is going to come through for you, like in all the aspects, like the small things He got for you, He's going to continue going through for you. That's what I want to say. I don't see the clock because I'm driving. I don't want to look at the clock when I'm driving. So, basically, I learned from you. I look at the road, and I deserve Mazel Tov because my nephew became a Choshen, Nachem Mendelevi. You know with who? Shmuel Hecht's sister. Woohoo! Shmuel Hecht's sister became a Kala with my nephew. Amazing.
Wow. Shalom, go ahead.
Shule. Well, Mazel Tov, Rabbi Yaska. Exciting news. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you all. Um, yeah. So yesterday, um, there was something like there was this thought in my mind about how much we control our environment with what we're thinking about and what we're speaking about, um, even though it's not so obvious all the time. And then like I was sitting down with someone, and then like he starts talking to me about about that exact concept. I was very surprised, but um, yeah, it just shows like if I think it, chances are it's gonna happen. Um, Obviously with help from God, and many other factors. But yeah, that's what's on my mind today. I pass.
Good morning, Shalom. Yeah, trusting God. I didn't get the $150 for Big yet. I'm still waiting. Where's the 150? Maybe it did come last night. I didn't know. I didn't check. Maybe I'll check as soon as class is over. Maybe he doesn't like me. Yeah. So yeah, I'm tired. I wake up this morning to Cowan sitting on my bed and asking where my jewels. Not trying to wake me up. Just where's my jewels? Like I don't know. And then at 7:30, my alarm went off. And then at 7:40, I got out of bed. No, 7:41 or 42, my alarm. Whatever, I managed to make the van, and so much different when what's his name did wake up. He only came twice, and like that's it. Now Count just starts screaming in the hallway for an hour. 10 minutes left. 11 minutes left. I realized Callan stopped jumping on top of me to wake me up, so that's really good. Yeah, whatever. Ooh, yeah.
Okay. When Moses said these words, he was voicing the aspiration that is the foundation of any relationship with God. This aspiration is what makes us human. That is, beings that strive to rise above animal existence in search of intellectual depth and spiritual self refinement. So, when Moshe saw the burning bush, he said, "Let me go and look and see what's going on." He didn't leave it alone. He's not like dishing it. What Rabbi Yaska seems to be saying is that we tend to do that. And Rabbi Yaska has an experience, I believe, with a candle in his own house that was like the burning bush that just lasted forever. Seems that he's a little busy speaking to a passenger in the car, which is probably a very what do you call it? Prestigious person. But basically, we tend to do that when we see when we have an experience of a burning bush, when we have an experience of, you know, um, a miracle that God shows us, we tend to just ignore it or forget about it quite quickly. I think you should say something about what you won in the raffle.
Why? I don't know. I mean, I trust in God that He would help me. So He gave me meds. Yeah. Um, I mean, people don't know what they're gonna expect. See, I could have picked up a letter, and it could have said, "You get, you get a bag of, you get 3 boxes of bottles of pills or something." I don't know. Anything is possible. I mean, God works His ways that we don't know. Um, I'll pass.
Okay, Rabbi Yaska, go ahead.
So I'm now with my brother, so I can't speak to them in the car. So I'm not always focused to listen what you guys speak. But I join from I hear some things. I hear and so what I want to say is like this. I want to tell you something very interesting. Experience, like example, I want to speak to Rabbi Cooperman. You should know if you do everything the same thing every day, what happened every day you will have a reason why you got up the same day. Check it out. Try every day you get up and explain why today is the reason. You find out when all the thousands of reasons you get up every day, the same way, each reason becomes your life, makes you stronger than ever, bonds you with life. That's consistency. I just came with the idea now because I saw when I learn something, when I repeat it and repeat it, I see many other ways, many aspects of the situation, and makes it more real and more real what I am. So I wish all of you to be the real reality. We are the reality of the world. Thank you for being here. Shalom Schwarzberg, thank you for being here. Thank you. The picture you came up is funny. And now Shalom Schwarzberg comes up on the video. I love to see his face. It's funny. I remember Shalom Schwarzberg, I used to how are you love you? How you come beautiful? How you are special for me? And it became
Yeah, Rabbi
crazy.
Yaska.
You became special.
Does your brother want to speak also? It's a minute and a half. You said you're with your brother, yeah?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. לא, לא, אותו ידבר.
I was not prepared. I was not prepared that Yoski, I'm not yes to brothers. I'm from live in Dominican Republic, and it's a different place than Crown Heights. And I just walked in yesterday, flew in for the simcha of my grandchild. So I really don't have for you something special. I had something for you, but probably it's going to take more than a minute to say. And because it's going to take more than a minute to say, so I'm not going to start to say it. So let's how do you say? נשאר עם זה. Let's stay with this. And that's all. Have a beautiful day. I like it very much. Yoske never told me about this kind of YouTube, and I see that's YouTuber. But איך קוראים לזה? WhatsApp and YouTube. It's amazing. And we know that in Dominican Republic we are aufgestanden. We are back. Over here is more advanced. Have a beautiful day, everybody. And the most important thing is be cool. It means מנוחת הנפש ומנוחת הגוף. Tranquilo. Say tranquilo.
tranquilo. Okay, thank you very much.
Bye.
Wow, amazing.
I'm
Shalom,
gonna start his
Schwartzberg,
time.
go ahead.
Very interesting stuff. Hmm. Yossi, go ahead.
I just want to go to sleep right now. So go to pass. Pressing.
Shkoyach. This ambition enables us to focus our intellects in solitary meditation and climb the ladder of divine consciousness. Whatever level of consciousness we achieve, we always aspire to ascend further. The force of this aspiration unlocks all our human potential, strengthening our intellect, emotions, and senses. We are constantly blessed with new insight and understanding, which in turn lead us toward a deeper relationship with God. So, knowing about the way that the animals were built. You don't mind? Please take your footprint off my chairs. Thank you so much. Um, the animals were like are created with their head down, and basically pointing out to the idea that they're on an animalistic level and they're meant to stay there. That's like meaning on their own. That's the kind of life that they live. Whereas humans, we have the capability of aspiring to greater stuff, to grow and to reach higher level. That means to go beyond our animalistic selves and to reach a divine and godly level. What I mean is, I think less self-absorbed. We can be less self-absorbed.
Um, I mean, it says what Robert Krinsky said taught us in relation class that man was face down when he was created, and women were faced up. Um, so like I mean, we're both different, like, but like we're always like stuck, like we're always like thinking about stuff, and like we're like, oh, we want to do this and this and this, like we want to do it, but we can't really do it. But like women, they usually they see like the outer space, they know, like they can see like most of the things that we don't see. Like we're facing down, and we're like putting ourselves like in a lower position. And when we have our tefillin, talis, Torah, we have to read, learn. Like those are things to help us out to grow instead of going looking down. So um, I mean, women have like opposite. Like they can do more, but we have to have like things to help us out to like understand why we have to keep looking up and not down. Yeah, that's what I got out of class.
Vieska. Vieska, you there? Mm,
Five,
okay.
4,
Shalom, go ahead.
I don't have much else to add to what's being said. But it's good stuff so far. Sister says hi. Yeah, I'll read a paragraph. Esther, we can still hear you. When Moses said these words, I think this is it. He was voicing the aspiration that is the foundation for any relationship with God. This aspiration is what makes us human, that is, beings that strive to rise above animal existence in search of intellectual depth and spiritual self-refinement. Does this also apply to non-Jews? And if it does, then what is really the difference? Like even in the way our mind works, like physically, or is there a difference? Pass.
I'm on auto pass right now. You know what that means. It passes to you automatically.
Automatically, have to do something about it.
I'm
Learn every day. So fast
Well,
enough.
welcome to 2018 where they don't give us enough sleep. I need to let 13 hours of sleep.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I find myself being dragged into the scenario of telling you what to do all the time, so I'm not telling you what to do anymore. I'm not telling you anything. I'm just gonna try to speak to myself. Um, So I think that there's a difference. This applies to any human. I think this applies to any human. Um, but every human has the capability, any guy has the capability of basically doing that in regards to the Shem Mrs. B'nai Noach, which, by the way, includes many laws. Someone recently, I listened to share something, but somebody pointed out to me that the Shem Mrs. B'nai Noach actually include many different laws. Like, for example, establishing a court system that includes many laws. Amongst other ones as well. Each one basically includes a bunch of laws. So anything in regards to the Shemitz B'nai Noach, they're basically Goyim are able to do that. In Yidden, obviously there's a lot more mitzvahs, but we have also a more intense task, which we are responsible for the whole world, not just for ourselves. And it also says that Hashem chose our actual physical body. That our physical body. Yeah. And what did you read? I read this. Oh, I read this. Those what do? Thus, as stated in the next verse, it was only after God saw that Moshe had turned aside to look that that he called to him from the midst of the bush. So I guess that says that I guess he was. I guess he like looked aside and like he heard his voice and he was wondering who called him. And then he hears that the bush spoke to him. I mean, most of the time people are, turn aside to look who called their name. But like, I guess he was on a higher like perspective, but I don't know how he even spoke to God if he had a list. If he, yeah, that's where it comes from. Shalom.
Thus as stated in the next verse, it was only after God saw that Moses had turned aside to look that he called to him from the midst of the bush. Footnotes, look at the Devarim 138b, 139a. Yeah, I don't really understand the point of this is what we're trying to say. Yeah, but I was thinking, continuing from my first point, most of everything around us is controlled by our minds, the way we perceive it, and the physical way it's gonna actually manifest itself for myself and for anybody else that's around me. So, yeah, you need to learn that word. Pull it out of your. Yeah, okay, I'm done.
Shalom, you're not done. You still have a long time to speak. 15 more minutes over here, so speak as much as you want. I think that today is just another day of deaths. Annoying kids, annoying us, same classes, same everything. It's not going to be anything special besides Florida at 9 p.m. Isaac, can I go? And yeah, it's Jets, and I'm tired. I think maybe I should leave here or something. Not stay here for 5 more months. I think I'm probably gonna stay till after. Hopefully, I get my GED before Pesach, and then I can get out of here. I'm guessing I doesn't like that plan. I'm gonna leave before Pesach. By Pesach. Ah, Yasher Kayach.
Getting sick.
What? Yeah, because of you, just not wanting to stay home.
Wow. I have to learn a lot more chassidus. Just letting you know. What is the point of what we're saying here? I'm not, since I'm responding to your question, but I'm trying to speak to myself. I'm going to connect it with yesterday. What I understand from yesterday is that we got to trust God. And what trust means, what I understand, and what the conclusion is from yesterday for me, is that trust means to relax. It means if I need $150 in my bank account and I go check if God put in $150, then I don't trust him because I'm not relaxed. I have to go check. I have to go see. I'm worried. That's not trusting. Trusting is relax. You know everything's good. And you know it's going in the right direction. And the next part, which is today, Hashem is saying, the Torah is saying about how Moshe Rabbeinu turned towards the bush, and only after he turned towards the bush did it call. It means that when we make the effort to rise above, then Hashem basically makes it happen.
I'll pass. I'm wrong.
Shalom, go ahead.
So I think along with that trust, there's like that realization that people have that, or like something that people don't even realize, that like life doesn't start when there's that vacation or anything, or the next big moment. It's this moment in time right now, and every moment that's gonna be taking place after this. This is what it is. It's like it's never like a special moment that's gonna make life life. And I think like being present in every moment, and like you said, trusting in God. I think people would be a lot happier if they just were able to realize that constantly. But it's tough to keep that on the mind. But yeah, it's not like the big moments that are making life life. Because saying you got to be able to handle the small little inconveniences along the way. Or I have to. And yeah. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll remember. Pass. What time are we doing?
Basement. So is this like the business group New York location? Where? Safala is there? Get him inside the video. What do you get Fala in? Sit next to Fala. I need to say hi to Fala. Count is at top. It has basically changed since you started hitting me like all day. Now I feel like that to people, other people that I don't know if it's just Cowan. I think one day he'll grow up. think that's gonna be in 30 years, hopefully. Maybe 40 years I'll grow up, but he's a long time. See, Blizzard is still gonna grow up because he still was hitting people all day. Yeah. Okay, pass. Pass.
Thank you, Shalom. That was very useful and purposeful for me. So thank you for sharing that. And in a way, I don't know if this is exactly what you're saying, but this is what I took. In a way, we think that there's some like big moment of the burning bush, and we think that it's automatically earth shattering and changing. But in reality, it's just it's right now, or it's all the time. And the trick, the amazing thing, the miracle about it, this is, I think this is what conclusion I'm coming to, is that the amazing thing about it and the miracle about my life is that I pay attention to the miracles and view them as miracles, and take a stand or change something and do something in that direction because of it. So I think that's my takeaway for this time, is that to pay attention in my life to the smallest nuances that I think are totally insignificant that I would ignore, but I should pay attention to it and realize that it's from God and realize the miracle within it. So thank you, Shalom.
See, yeah. Um, pass.
Thank you.
Shalom.
That's fine. And how it played out. Just a second. So yeah, just one more thing along this line. A lot of days I'll be like thinking to myself, like, oh, I messed up really badly. Like, what can I do to fix that specific thing that I messed up on? And that's the only thing that's on my mind. And then I end up spending the full day just thinking about that instead of working on the other things I could have been working on. But that thought, instead of fixing anything, just ruined the whole day and possibly longer than that. And also one thing I realized, a lot of like thoughts manifest themselves upon themselves. So if I start with one bad thought, my mind is just going to feed off that. And if I think a good thought, my mind is going to feed off that. Yeah, so I just think that being present as much as possible and using my brain for what it's supposed to be doing, which is thinking, instead of letting it wander and control me, then I think I could do a lot of great things. Yeah, I pass.
Yep. So, Isaac, question. Are you cold? Are you cold? Are you cold? Very cold in here, Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
This, yeah. Isaac. passing.
Thank you. Oh. Um. But Tzvi was just telling me about this class by Chase Taub that basically explains some interesting thing. He explains like a difference between pain and suffering. He says pain is something that's kind of inevitable because growth hurts. But suffering, that's something that we do to ourselves. Very interesting perspective, and I like it very much. That's obviously in a nutshell a very big concept. I kind of feel a little bit like this right now. Like when I want to give something to my kid, like a lollipop or something, and then like right before I'm about to give it to him, he like does some kind of like kvetch, like asking for like, hey, man, a candy or something like that. It's like you can't really help it, but it really makes you not be able to give it. Because if you give it to them once they're kvetching, then they think that's why they're getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Dick, I get a lollipop.
I mean, everyone doesn't know what's going to happen next. They don't know. If someone says, oh, I really want that lollipop, your kid wants the lollipop. He doesn't know if you're going to give it to him or not. So he wants to try to see if he can try to get advantage and try to get it. See, we don't know what's going to happen next. If we take our first step, we don't know how our second step's going to be. Yeah, I'm going to pass.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful day. And Mashiach now.